Thank you. So now we're going to transition. I'm just going to take a little peek into my cards here, but we're going to have another meditation.
Oh, yeah.
And I've decided to do something a little bit differently. There we are. I'm kind of doing them in order of the Journey of the Fool, or the pathway that moves through the tarot. So the last card I did was the Emperor, but now I'm going to do, the Hierophant, which is card 5. And I'm getting used to the new camera angles. I'm going to move them in a little bit. Not bad. And so I want everybody to take a moment and relax. We're going to be dealing with the energies of this card. It's going to be kind of different and interesting in a way. So take a breath.
Hold on one second. I just wanted to let our audience know that we will be happy to take questions after the meditation is complete.
Thank you. Now, if you breathe with me and relax, and we're going to do this in an abbreviated manner as possible, because I believe we're all conditioned to that sense of how the flow works. But within our minds and our hearts is a golden cauldron that represents the collective unconscious. And so take a moment and visualize that in our minds and see that wondrous water of the cauldron swirling around. And we are going down with it into those depths of the subconscious. And now that water is rising up out of the cauldron, moving upwards to the crucible, the fire in our heart chakra. And as it hits that, it becomes a steam that moves upward even more, moving into our head and crown chakras and illuminating us and opening our mind to visions. And so now, if you're still with me, we begin our meditation. And see yourself in the very most quietest of places. And as we do that, we are going to visualize a meadow and feel the blowing air, just quiet. And I will intone that. And what I want us to do, we are going to move through 4 different landscapes that all represent a silence with barely a sound. And what happens is, I want you to focus on the chime, but I want you to also hold for that moment of silence that begins after that. So we are moving through a meadow of delicate looking clover and other small grass-like plants, and just feel that gentle breeze blowing by as we feel the circuit of air. And that moment of silence. And now we move to the most quiet mountaintops. Nothing stirs at all, not even a breeze. But we feel that unparalleled moment of brilliant, burning sunlight upon us, and feeling that heat of the solar flame of fire, the energy of fire. And as we hear that chime, hold for that moment of silence afterwards. And then we move to another landscape of a small stream running through a grassy forest. And we can barely hear that stream, so quiet is the water running. But there it is. And we listen to that chime again and wait for the moment of silence thereafter. And at last, we move to a dark, possibly cold but very quiet cave. And we feel the element of earth and rock all around us, and total silence. Silence, no air breezing by, no trickles of water quietly in the background, just the quiet of stone. And then the moment of silence. And what I'm wanting out of all of this is for us to listen to silence. For in silence, we learn to open up our hearts and hear more than we do with listening with our mind. And so there he is, the Hierophant. And in his hands he holds a bunch of white lilies and a bunch of red roses to tell us, to remind us that while the white lilies represent our intellect and our thought processes, we also have our heart, as illustrated by the red roses. And we need to balance both of those so that we learn, listen, and appreciate on all levels. So I want us to return now. Take a few short breaths and ground yourself, and come back to all and to now, and take the lessons of the Hierophant with you. And that is our meditation for today.
Wow. Awesome. Do you know what? I don't know what was going on there, but the back of my head, I was feeling really tingly.
It must have been the chimes.
Oh, maybe.
And if you realize, we went through the 4 elements in 4 different landscapes, and we
Very
felt
good.
the quiet of different elements.
So can you tell me the how that relates to the Hierophant?
Well, that's his ultimate message, is to learn to listen with our heart as much or more than how we listen with our mind.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Nice meditation.